What's going on, guys? I got a question for you. If you were running an agency, let me ask you this. Have you ever lost a client? Have you ever lost a client that maybe you even got a ton of results for? Maybe you sent them a ton of leads. Why is that? Why does that happen? Okay, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how to really get results for your clients, all right? Now, this isn't gonna be specifically on how to generate more Facebook lead ads or get Google ads going or SEO or how to generate the lead, all right? I've got other videos where we'll talk about that. This is about what really matters, because if you don't nail this, it doesn't matter how many leads you send them on Facebook or how quickly you get their page ranked. If they don't understand what I'm about to share with you and you don't do these things that I'm about to share with you inside this video, you're not gonna be able to stack your clients and grow them long-term for retention. And guys, the real power of building an agency comes in the retention and the long-term stacking of clients. So stay tuned on this one, especially if you've ever lost a client. And guess what? If you're brand new and haven't got a client yet and you're still watching this, don't worry, you'll have the pleasure of sending a ton of leads over to somebody and them still leaving. So with that being said, guys, let's jump into the video. All right, everybody, welcome back. All right, so just a reminder, on this channel, we talk about all things business, health, mind. Right now, I've been doing a lot of business training. If you guys like that, let me know in the comments. Give me a like, a subscribe. I will continue to do more. I have thousands upon hours of trainings that I can do for you guys on how to run your agency, how to build your agency, how to scale it, because I've done it myself. I'm still part of a multi-7-figure agency, and I've coached hundreds of other people in order to grow 6- and 7-figure agencies. So with that being said, let's talk about what it really takes to get results for your clients, okay? And what you really need to do, okay? And I'm gonna go over 4 key things that you must do in order to get results, all right? Number one, you must set the right expectations on the sales call, okay? What I found after selling over 500 clients myself, and I don't have 500 active clients right now. I wish that I did, but I don't. But what I found is that the way you sell on the client is gonna determine how long they stay with you. All right, so if you're out there and you're saying, hey, we're gonna make you a bunch of money, you're gonna do extremely well, you're gonna just crush it without learning anything about how they operate their business, you are in trouble, okay? You are in trouble. Because what most marketers do, especially when you're just starting off, because most likely you learned from some guru who basically said, oh, it's super easy, you just put up an ad, send them leads, and everyone buys, and it's gonna be, all hunky-dory. That's not really the reality of what happens, okay? Because what's gonna happen if you don't sell with the right expectations, and what I mean by that, guys, is you can get majority, especially local businesses, you can get them a ton of leads, but if you don't understand what they are doing when they have that lead and what their lead process is, from calling the lead, closing the lead, whatever it might be, depending on your niche, you're done, okay? Because here's typically what happens and why so many people lose clients. You will send a ton of leads. Let's use a medical office, right? You can send them 100 leads, but if Betsy at the front desk, if Betsy doesn't pick up the phone and call those leads, right? If the doc isn't good at actually closing those leads into care, it doesn't matter how many leads you're gonna send them. They're gonna say you have poor quality leads and that you suck, and they're gonna be mad, and then it's gonna be a terrible relationship, all right? You need to set the right expectations. And here's what I mean by that. You are working with these individuals, these businesses, to build a license to print money, and it needs to be treated as such. Because if you go out there and you sell, oh, I've got this magical unicorn lead where you're just gonna make a bunch of money and everyone's gonna be super happy and you're not even gonna have to worry about your processes, you're gonna end up in a real battle, a real struggle with these guys. So make sure you set the right expectations, because in point number 2, I'm gonna share with you what really happens if you don't set the expectations and what happens when you actually generate a lead for a business, okay? So with that being said, let's talk about point number 2, which is you need to understand what is actually going on inside their business, okay? What it looks like. Because here is what happens. Most businesses come to marketing companies and they think that they have a lead flow problem, when 95% of the time, what they have is an internal business problem. Because here's what happens. Lead gets generated, it goes into something that looks like this. Basically, it gets butchered, okay? The handling of leads is so unbelievably poor inside almost every single local business that I've ever audited or consulted with. It's crazy, all right? They're not calling the leads on time. They're being rude to them on the phone. If you're generating phone calls, they'll put those new leads on hold. Like, it's just insanity. They won't follow up. The front desk will lie about following up. They won't email them back. Like, it's just crazy what happens. You can do everything in your power to get them leads in, but if they're business looks like this internally, it's never gonna do anything good, guys. It's never gonna do anything good. So that's point number 2. You really need to really understand what is going on inside their business. How do you do that? You ask them questions. Grill them about this on the sales process, because that'll help you set better expectations, right? Who handles the lead? How quickly is your response time? When was the last time that you checked out what your staff is saying or doing on the phone? What's your closing percentage on cold traffic, right? Ask them these questions, because if they come in, again, just thinking that they're just gonna be able to magically print money, then it's gonna be a horrible relationship all the way around. Now, for point number 3, in order to get clients results, you must secret shop your clients, all right? I actually recommend you secret shop your clients before every sales call, okay? All the time. We do it 3 times in our first 2 weeks at our agency. 3 times in 2 weeks. You know why? Because, just like I said in point number 2, chances are, and by chances are, I mean there's about a 98% chance with certainty, they're going to butcher the lead handling process. And if you secret shop them once they become a client, you can be proactive about working with them to fix their processes as opposed to reactive. Because if you were reactive, let's say that you're 3 weeks into working with the client, they're coming to you and being like, oh, well, no one's showing up, we're not making any money, the leads suck. All right, and then you go secret shop? Well, guess what? By that point, the business owner has already created a mindset towards your leads and think that they all suck. So it almost doesn't even matter how much evidence you show him about how much they're not answering calls during the day, or they're not following up, or the scripts they're using on the calls are horrible, or whatever it might be. It's gonna be very difficult to turn them at that point. The reason why we're so big on doing it within the first 2 weeks is because you need to get in front of the problem and be proactive. And that way, when you have like a 2-week check-in call, you can be like, yo, Mr. Business Owner, here's what happened. Here's what Betsy at the front desk is doing. Here's what Susie's doing. You're missing all these calls. And I know this, guys, because here's a crazy stat for you. We analyze over 160,000 phone calls to doctors, inbound calls on our call tracking recording systems that we've done with hundreds of clients all across the country. Doesn't matter where you are in the country. 60% were unanswered during business hours. Can you believe that? 60% of the calls that they were generating and paying to generate were unanswered during business hours. That is exactly how you fail at marketing, right? And that's how you're gonna lose clients. So you need to get in front of that. This is the type of stuff that really gets the results, guys, setting those expectations, all right? And then the 4th thing that I wanna talk about, in regards to making sure you can get good clients' results is this, and that is remove friction everywhere you possibly can. Now, this is kind of an esoteric, wider philosophy, but just remove friction. What do I mean by that? Well, if you need to get assets or videos from them, for example, get on the call, get on a Zoom call with them, be like, yo, bring your camera, we're gonna take your pictures right then and there. And then you hold them accountable to get in the pictures, okay? If you're watching this and you've had clients, give me a comment below if you've ever been with a client and you're waiting on them to get you videos or pictures or photos so they can get the campaigns going, right? Get on a call with them, say, hey, bring your video, bring your iPhone, we're gonna take the pictures right then and there, and then boom, get them done. That's an example, right? Make sure that you're always forcing the action. Never leave the ball outside the client's court. Always put pressure on them to get things done and make it as easy as possible as you can, every single way that you can. Think about what your onboarding process looks like. Think about what your follow-up process looks like. How easy is it for them to get started? So just remember, guys, remove friction everywhere you can throughout your entire process, right? We have 3 calls before we even launch campaigns, right? We've got a welcome call, which is basically like, here's how you get support. Here's how you log into our training portals and programs, okay? Here's what we need to do next. Here's how you join our Facebook group, right? Then we have another call, which is an onboarding call, where we get all the client information, all the detailed stats on the clinics that we work with. We talk to them about what their sales process looks like even deeper. And then we have a campaign kickoff call, right? Here, review the ads. Make sure we're good. We're going live. All before we go live. Remove friction, guys. We didn't used to do that. We used to wait for clients to fill out onboarding docs or wait for them to get us videos and assets. No, you got to go out there and get them from people. So remove friction, make it as easy as possible to get started, get moving, and start getting the results in the door, guys. So those are the 4 keys. Okay, those are the 4 keys. Now there's a lot of them, but these are the biggest moving pieces in order to really getting results for your clients. Because let's face it, guys, Facebook ads, Facebook leads, depending on the market that your niche you're in, it's really not that hard to generate a lead these days. There's a lot of trainings on that. What most people fail and where most people struggle and what I don't see any agency people talking about anywhere, maybe because a lot of them don't actually have agencies. I know there's some, but a lot of them don't, who are doing this stuff, is how do you keep the client? How do you get a bigger ROI on the client? How do you get the retention? And these 4 keys will move you further Okay, if you follow these things and you understand what I'm saying here in these concepts, these will move you further than getting a couple more leads from Facebook will do, okay? So here they are in return. They've got 4 things, all right? Sell with the right expectations, okay? Sell with the right expectations. Realize that the business is horrible. Secret shop early and often. Remove friction, all right? Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, if you like these types of videos, like, subscribe. You know, I'm standing. We're doing things a little bit differently here with the business training. I think I'm gonna take this to the business training. That's what we're gonna be doing over here. You know what else will be fun? Let me know client leaving stories over absurd stuff, right? Maybe I'll put together a video on all the crazy reasons clients have left, including some clients who are getting 10 to 1 and expected 20 to 1. Like, that's literally happened to me. Didn't set expectations, right? So with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys got some good stuff.